Are you ready, guys?
Aye, Captain.
No. Wrong. Screw it. Put your guns on!
Okay, that was an interesting intro right there, Hobbs.
Remind me to actually confer with you people before you fuck it up.
It's all in your head. You're not saying what's in your head, so... Yeah.
I just said what's in my head, and you guys said the wrong thing.
And you waited until the last second when we started recording to say anything. So.
You should have known. We have the kinship of bonds that are formed over years of training. You should believe in your precious friends.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
Wrong.
All right, well, let's kick things off. Welcome to another edition of NeviCast. This is your boy, Fearless Billy Nwanda.
It's your boy.
Oh shit, what up? Yeah, you know, like I run around, I make coffee, I, get all the ladies. You know, we have various wonderful good times. And then sometimes, like, these little comments don't make any sense. So I'm going to pass it on to my broski over here, Rum.
What's up? Yeah, I'm the Renaissance man.
He has 3 arms, ladies. All hands.
I have a hand coming out of my chin, like fucking. Was it Chuck Norris? He's got another fist under his beard.
Oh Lord have mercy. And of course, next to Rum is our Queen of Hungies.
It's your girl, Ellie. I'm sick as fuck today, so I sound like Vernon from Psychonauts. So hey, Rez. Me and my dog Lady, we went on the longest. I'm gonna stop.
Thank you.
And then, of course, next to Ellie is our delivery man.
Good evening.
Okay,
That's
that
it.
was a little too brief, Adan.
That's what I got.
Hey, he's short and to the point. Let him.
Right.
This is true. And of course, like we got ourselves.
Sure, little man.
Yeah, he doesn't use minis when he plays tabletop games. He uses micros.
That's right. I'm a micro.
But he is a micro machine.
That's right.
He is a micro machine.
I don't know. We can play some Crossfire later or something.
Jeez.
No, we're just going to rock out with Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Nice.
Yeah, and of course, like, our guest this week is kind of like, walked into this. Say hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
And there we go. And of course, next to Alex is, our master of the Edo horror period, the man who off-blasts his way into everyone's hearts, Hans, everybody.
How's it going, people? Welcome to another week of the NeviCast. Hope you enjoy it as much as we do recording it.
Boy, that was like some radio intro shit right there.
Yeah, we should need like some news radio music going on in the background.
It's like
some soft jazz,
Yeah. It's like, well, tonight on The Quiet Storm, we've got some wonderful selections from Kenny G. And coming up later, it's going to be Billy Cobham taking you down with Stratus 9.
Let's not.
Would you rather the standard radio, or would you rather me talk like Wolfman Jack having a crazy cool time on the NeviCast with all you crazy cool people?
Do that.
That hurts my throat.
The whole time. You have to do that the entire...
Can you talk like that the rest of your life?
No.
Oh, you suck.
Good times with weapons. So yeah, we're gonna open up with a little bit of gaming talk. Of course, everybody's been too busy getting ready for Persona 5 and then ruining their characters in Mass Effect Andromeda because they don't render out right.
They have a fat face. They must be deleted for the good of the galaxy.
And here I am just going back to 1992 playing Quest for Glory.
That's true. Yeah.
Still remaking your character ad nauseum, though.
Yeah.
He's one of us.
Yeah. True that.
I remade my character again.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, actually, like, thinking about it, we really don't get you involved much with gaming talk, Rum. So why don't you, like, tell everybody about, like, Quest for Glory? How's that whole shebang and biz work?
Man, it's like an old school adventure game like King's Quest was, but it's more of an RPG type, where you can actually level up your character and get experience points, kill monsters and stuff like that.
Is the gameplay like clicking on shit?
Yeah.
Like King's... Oh, really?
Yeah, you go around like collecting stuff. And
It's just like King's Quest.
Yeah,
Just you level
but with
up shit.
RPG stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. and then your character carries over to the next games.
That's cool.
There's 5 of them.
What the fuck? This was made in the 90s?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, you know, the 90s was kind of like that big renaissance period when, like, point-and-click adventures were, like, the super rage. So you had, like...
I'm so excited. The, was it the 18th, Full Throttle comes back out. They're re-releasing the remastered edition of Full Throttle.
And for those, like, who are probably listening who have no clue, what's Full Throttle about?
It is a old-school point-and-click adventure game with where you're a leader of a motorcycle gang. And you're trying to, you get run off the road, and you're trying to catch up back to your gang.
It's high octane, pedal to the metal excitement, folks.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Conversation Assassin still got it.
Made by the same guy who did Monkey Island and Psychonauts. And,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay, so it's by,
What's that
goodness.
guy's name?
Yeah, I can't remember his name right now.
So the same guy doing Thimbleweed
Tim
Park?
Schafer?
No.
Yes,
Tim
Tim
Schafer.
Schafer.
Okay.
No, that's Ron Gilbert.
Oh.
He
No,
did
I just
Maniac
remember
Mansion.
I've seen Thimbleweed Park, and it looks very... The interface is very Monkey
It's
Island.
so old school, yeah. The Scum engine, yeah.
I'm still waiting for that full remake of the Zork games.
I go on GOG, they have them all.
Well, I know they have all the old school ones, like the original text-based games, Zork Nemesis, Return to Zork, all that nice little
Nemesis
stuff.
was fucking great.
Didn't Tim Schafer also make Day of the Tentacle?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was remastered and brought out last year.
That's right.
I played that a while ago. Not too long ago.
Do they have Zorked from Behind on GOG? I've heard about Zorked from Behind, and I always wanted to play it.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
They can't all be winners.
This is true.
I need to go back and replay Phantasmagoria though.
Oh God.
it's a horror point and click adventure game.
I remember like another big one was like there's Phantasmagoria. Wasn't there another one called Demon Seed? Like in the very beginning, you get like this deal implanted into your head, then you got to go through an adventure.
I can't remember.
If you want a really terrible, like old, like choose your own game, kind of like those. Well, I guess it's not exactly point and click, but a really terrible game, like old game, like choose your own thing. Is you ever heard of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties?
Yes.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
It was
It's so gross.
I saw
and weird.
a YouTube video where somebody found the game and replayed it.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Horrible.
So bad. It's really
It's
funny
like a
though.
porn game.
If you've got like an hour to spare, just download it. I'm pretty sure people have it somewhere. Just fucking play Plumbers Don't Wear Ties. It's so funny.
It's like live action, like filmed, but it's
and
like
fuck up.
Kind of
Yeah,
like
fuck
Sega
up.
Night Trap style.
But I mean, it like pauses and you gotta click a option and like it's a choose your own adventure. It's more
Yeah.
less of a adventure game where you're collecting stuff and you gotta solve puzzles. This is more like you choose a path.
But it's kind of like along the lines of those like really cheesy old games that they would have like the live action thing. These people just took it like a step to like it's basically a porn game,
Yeah.
but it's fucking hilarious. Like fuck up if you play this, fuck up in the game because it'll let you have another chance. So don't worry, like you don't have to start the whole thing over again unless you want to. But it's so funny. Just take an hour to play it. It's really funny.
Coming from the same person trying to get me that made me buy
Oh,
that
it's
stupid
so funny!
spoopy game and.
Oh, we talked about that last week, so let's move on.
I don't think Rum is ever going to let that one go.
No, never gonna.
Funny though.
No.
You're missing out.
Oh, lordy. So, yeah, I actually kind of want to shift things over to Alex because Alex, along with myself in this group, are the only two owners of a Nintendo Switch. And unlike myself, which I pretty much have been doing nothing but Zelda, and more Zelda, you actually have more games, so...
Yeah, you finally get to talk to somebody about
Yeah, I
it.
know. So I kind of actually wanted to get some opinions from you, like, because you've got, like, Has-Been Heroes, Snipper Clips, a lot of the early stuff. And I know you also touched a lot of the Splatoon test fire, so I was kind of wanting to get your thoughts on that real quick.
Yeah.
That's
it.
his
It's a
thoughts.
terrible
That's
chair. No, it's let's see, only 2 games, so I haven't like been shelling out from games, but besides like 90% playtime on Breath of the Wild, I got Snipper Clips, I think, the day after, just as a sort of co-op game for if any friends are around. It's a fun little puzzle. You know, you sometimes just end up fighting each other because you can cut each other up.
I'd kind of like to hear about that. Has Been Heroes. Been seeing stuff about that, and it looks wild. So enlighten us, cat.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Oh man, that was some cheese.
I love
It ain't
Little
easy
bit.
being cheesy, huh?
It ain't.
I guess Snipper Clips is a little more well known though, but I got Has Been Heroes almost on a whim. It's like $20, so I was like, why not? I was reading about it on Reddit. I'm not sure how I would describe it as a genre. I think of it.
I was gonna ask you what is that exactly?
It's a roguelite, so when you die, you start over, but you get unlocks between your runs, sort of like Rogue Legacy or Darkest Dungeon.
Okay.
And it's probably the closest analog I can think is Darkest Dungeon, except it's not turn-based. It's real time, but it's I don't know. I almost think of it sort of like an action puzzle, if that makes sense, because you have the 3 lanes, and there's enemies just sort of marching towards your heroes, and you have to manage your heroes' attack timers with their spell cooldowns and make sure they don't die. And you get different spells and items that all augment their abilities, so you can hopefully get OP and beat the game. But it's when you get into a rhythm, it's actually kind of fun.
I was about to ask you. So, do you like it?
No, I hate it. I totally hate it. No. I actually have more playtime in Has Been Heroes than Shovel Knight.
What?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's a nice little game to break out just.
Is it worth
5-10
$20?
minutes. I'd say so.
Okay.
I think that's up to the person though. It's definitely not like a what's the
Must
word I'm
buy.
looking for? Yeah, you know it.
But if you like things like Rogue Legacy, then it's
I think
it's
you would
worth
like
your
it.
money.
Then. Yeah.
Interesting. Because yeah, like there's a few like I know like the immediate purchase in the near future for me is of course Mario Kart 8 coming out in April. Yeah, and then of course like we wait for Splatoon 2 to come out. So yeah, how was Splatoon 2?
It's Splatoon 2. Let's see. I don't remember what the test fire for the first game had, but for the second one they had the what is it? Splatter rifle? Oh, the Splat Blast or whatever the regular one is. They had the Charger, which is the sniper rifle, the roller, and then I think the new weapon is the dualies, which is just dual-wielding little splat machine pistols. And you also get like a dodge roll with those. But I think the neatest thing, which sort of goes hand in hand with the Switch, is that I played one of the test fires tethered to my phone, and it worked just fine. It was great. So, you could be out, I don't know, on a lunch break at work playing Splatoon. You don't have to. You don't need Wi-Fi.
Neat.
Yeah, that is kind of like that is like a point of discussion now that a lot of folks have been having about Splatoon. Though is that the uptick rates are actually pretty low for that game, and like generally when it comes to most competitive games in general, you want like I believe range in the 60s, whereas Splatoon 2 during its test fire only had like a 12.5.
Yeah, that's what I read. I've never really been into like I haven't been a part of those conversations too much. All I know is I remember Counter-Strike they like it like 66 or 120 or something.
Yeah.
And like what? I'm not a big first-person shooter kind of person, so what exactly does that mean?
Basically, like the higher the rate, the easier it is for you to react.
Okay.
It's the server update rate, so 12.5 is 12 and a half updates per second.
Okay.
I think Overwatch is like 30?
They bumped it up to 60.
60? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Overwatch bumped it up. Like most competitive shooters and also competitive games in general run at least 60 in order to be viable. That way it helps the players gain reaction time to be able to defend or attack whatever they need to do.
Okay.
For a game like Splatoon, like it's like for casual players, they're not really going to notice something like that. But for a lot of players who are really into the competitive shooting scene, especially those who are like Twitch-style players, that can be kind of a massive problem. And it's one that a lot of folks are hoping gets fixed by launch.
Yeah, the only thing is I don't think I've seen as much, I don't want to say backlash. It seems stronger than what I'm thinking. But, like, there hasn't been too much talk against it. Like, you know, like, not a lot of people said it felt bad or anything. But 12 does seem kind of low.
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest, like, most of the backlash is pretty much on enthusiast sites like NeoGAF. That's actually the first I heard of it, because they were just like, yeah, they better fix this shit quick. Because, you know, like, Nintendo, especially in Japan, is really trying to position Splatoon as an esports premier title. They've actually already got very serious competitions going on for Splatoon overseas. And, you know, of course, even a lot of the early promo stuff for the Switch, you saw, like, a team of players dock their Switches in and then...
doing the whole esports arena thing.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, it's part... I think it's... I think Splatoon and Smash are going to figure majorly into Nintendo's plans to get into the esports arena and try to make some money off of it. So, yeah, they really got to kind of bring that rate up if they want to do that. Especially if they want to get a lot of the top players to come in, you know. They might get lucky and maybe pay out a bunch of money to Fatality to come in, which that would be absolutely hilarious. Fatality is just like going from like, you know...
He just puts his name on stuff now.
Yeah, but well, because I mean, like, you know, the game is kind of passed him by for like the really twitchy stuff like Quake and Painkiller. But I mean, like him being attached to something like Splatoon would be like crazily awesome.
I've seen some crazy Splatoon videos.
Yeah,
like I think it was. I guess it was Splatoon 2 Test Fire. Someone was just going around with a charger, going around corners, jump shotting people, and it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting though. So yeah, I'll be picking that up definitely during the summer. You know, like have some fun with that nice little jazz. And yeah, like
Oh, I think. Oops. Did it stop recording?
No, we're still going.
We are still live.
Yes.
It is April Fool's today, so.
Yeah, always busting out with the April Fool's jokes. Which, yeah, like, by the way, like, one really good one I wanted to point out was, like, Blizzard, of course, always does, like, really nice April Fool's jokes. This year, for, like, Heroes of the Storm, they introduced the Come On and Slam Arena, where everybody had to play as, what's his name? Asmodean, the really fat demon from Diablo 3.
Oh,
my God.
Doesn't he have a... What was it? Was it Dunk Master? I don't remember.
Yeah.
The Slam. I remember he had a basketball skin. I haven't played Heroes much.
Yeah, well, like, the whole point is, like, everybody, like, only has one move. You can only slam.
That's good.
So, yeah, good times, good times.
I haven't seen any of the fake stuff that will eventually be real on Cool Stuff Inc.
Yeah.
They always do that. They put fake stuff out, and then like later in the year they release it for real.
Yeah, that's how it usually works. Like another really good one was the like Square Enix put out this really awesome like mini trailer for a fake game based off of Final Fantasy XIV called Tactics Alexander. They basically went and made this trailer in the style of like the Tactics Ogre and Final Fantasy Tactics series, where instead of like, you know, jumping through like as you normally would through Alexander on 14, you do it tactic style. And it's just like, man, that would be so nice to really have. Kind of like the fighting game trailer they posted a while back ago for last year's April Fools. But on that note, you know, we are going to move a little bit away from Gaming Top, and it's time for a Dance Corner! Explosions!
And the people are saying I'm cheesy.
But yeah, like, it's time for Adan to jump in and once again talk about shows that, like...
Nobody else watches.
Yeah.
But I have a solution for that.
Yeah?
Watch it yourself.
No, it's alright. I'm
No
good.
thanks.
I'm good.
But yeah, Adan, like, I know you're going to be talking about Diabloik Lovers again this week.
Yes.
We're on episode 3.
Yes, we are.
Alright, so yeah, just give it to us cold and hard.
Okay.
And fast.
Like a sexy vampire.
Yes.
Sexy.
A sexy vampire.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like,
Oh,
can't
got
you
a
just see I'm
saxophone.
trying to love you?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fast last time. No. So
Seem to use the same moves a lot of the time.
okay. I'll try to innovate this time.
Give us the shocker.
Okay. The shocker is that this time the character appears in a bathtub, and that's right.
Isn't that all that the series is about?
Kind of,
Yeah,
and
pretty much.
I think that's the
It was
point.
a porn game, so.
True.
Yeah, we discussed that last time. How I did not know it was a visual novel for
An
targeted
Eroge visual
towards-
novel, to
yeah,
be exact.
yeah, targeted towards women. So that makes a lot more sense. Not that what you're saying isn't valid, but it gives a new perspective on the anime.
Yeah.
Yes, and again we see the symbol of water because the female character in the series called Yui, which I had mentioned before means the precious one, which I have said that is what the male characters are looking for, or is the character that the male characters need in this series. And it's not a coincidence that she is the catalyst to all of their flashbacks. So again, Yui goes into the bathroom and she wants to take a bath, and she finds one of the vampires. And the vampire is fully clothed in the bathtub, and Yui asks him why he's wearing clothes.
It's kind of killing two birds with one stone.
What do you mean?
It's, doing laundry and
Yes, that's right. And so I think what's interesting in this show, in this interaction, is that he asks her, why must she be so loud? And I think that's interesting because, as I've mentioned before,
Shut up, woman, make me a sandwich.
exactly, and that's what it is.
Oh god.
She's the female figure going into the male psychology, or trying to penetrate the male psychology, and this character is wearing clothes while he's in a bathtub. And I think that the clothes represent this shield, or this fabric that is impeding the contact with the water, which again is a symbol of the female. And in this show, this vampire in particular is a very indifferent character. He doesn't have any interest of interacting with any other people. He just shut down. He doesn't have any interest in the outside world. And again, we see this with the clothing in a bathtub. And he's taking a bath with his clothes on, and he asks her to take his clothes off if she is so interested in his situation. So again,
Yeah, he does.
that's right. So he
Like,
goes,
you want me to be naked? Take my clothes off.
exactly, that's exactly what he says. And he dunks his body into the water, and she goes and reaches for his wrist,
His junk.
his junk, pretty much his junk. And so at that moment, he has a flashback. And as I mentioned,
Well, it kind
In
of
the-
would be his junk, since vampires are like from old timey times. It's like, oh, you showed your wrist. Sorry.
no,
I'll-
that's
like
it.
The whole ankle thing. With
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. That's exactly
Oh,
it.
she flashed her ankle. What a harlot.
What a brazen
Yes.
hussy.
That's right. Everything is very planned in this show. Everything has a meaning. And so when she goes for his, whatever you want to call it, he has a flashback. And the flashback is of fire, and we don't know exactly what's burning,
He
but
got
some
triggered.
he got triggered. Exactly. After he comes out of the flashback of this scene of something burning, he goes and bites her, and he says that her blood is so warm, and so he's burning inside. So again, we see this theme of the male character coming to life, or being alive again through the female character. And what I think is very interesting in this episode in particular is that after he has his way with her, the last thing that he tells her is that you'll think twice of reaching out to me again. So I thought that was particularly interesting, because then that would mean if when he says again, he means that she was the person who tried to have a contact with him instead of the other way around. So I think in this case we're starting to see this intention of both characters, the male and the female character, trying to have some sort of communication, connection, union. And again, this supports my thesis that it's the female part of the psyche trying to unite with the male psychology. And as I said before, I think I'll make it short and just go over the themes that I've mentioned, which is the water, which means the female, the blood, which is something that always triggers life into the male characters, and finally, the character is telling, or is letting us know in the show, that there's also this intention of the female character to reach out to the male characters. There you go. My conclusion. Thank you. Thank you.
That was some crazy cool philosophizing there, delivery man.
Shit.
That's right.
Wow, man.
Giant Wookiees. Alright, that was my bit from there. So, yeah, like, we're gonna kind of go from that. We're gonna start talking some dank animus. And unfortunately, none of these fuckers here have seen, like, the new episodes of My Hero
I
Academia
had to work.
or Attack on Titan. You could have gotten up earlier!
I was tired.
I watched like
I didn't go to bed till 5.
That's no excuse!
watch an older anime instead.
Which one?
Kaiji.
I've seen Kaiji.
Yeah, Kaiji. Yeah, it's just pretty good.
It has a really good opening too.
Yeah, it's I like the animation style. It's fucking weird, and it's certainly a product of its time. From like it's a manga from like the 90s, and it's still going today. And I watched like 6 episodes of it so far. I like to watch more.
For those of us who haven't seen it, what is it about?
It's about a piece of shit that likes to gamble.
He's a gambling loser.
Yeah, he's a fucking loser, and he's a very like relatable character. And like, I love him. I love Kaiji. But yeah, he's literally a fucking loser, and he likes to gamble, and that's the series.
He generally
Takes
just gets
gambles.
himself in deeper and deeper shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a loser. I'm not a loser.
Is it one of those series? Is it like because I know Crunchyroll has been getting a lot of older series lately. Like recently, they got all
Kaiji is on Crunchyroll.
It is on Crunchyroll. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, that'll be a good place to find it. Because yeah, they actually got like all of Lupin the Third now.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
Even the movies?
I don't know if they've got all the movies because the thing with the movies is that they've worked with different directors, and that's a whole nother deal of licensing. Because you know, with like everything with Japan, like the actor has a talent agency, the production company has a talent agency. The water has a talent agency.
Even when they don't have any talent?
Exactly. Look at like most of AKB48.
Ouch. Shots fired.
Yeah.
That reminds me of an episode of. I started watching Akiba's Trip yesterday.
How is that? Because like I know it's like
kind of random as shit. But there was one episode where the main character gets obsessed with idols, and like when she's singing, she's going la 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 la. It's like all like off key, and that's her singing the whole time. Like that's all she's doing. La 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 la.
Yeah. That's about right for most idol groups. I mean, let's be real here.
Yikes.
But yeah, I finished watching. What was it? Is it wrong to try to pick up girls in a dungeon?
What
Yesterday.
the fuck?
And if
What?
you have to ask, it is.
It's actually like, I know the title sounds really
Oh, is
like...
it like a D&D kind of thing?
It's sort of like well, the premise is all the deities from mythology have like come down to Earth, and when they did that, they opened up this dungeon, and give their adventurers powers,
Oh my
so
god.
they can level up and
So
take
it's
care
a
of the
D&D
dungeon.
kind of thing.
Sort of,
I will
yeah.
say this: it does kind of start out and strike as a harem comedy, but luckily the series seems to forget that about midway through and becomes actually watchable.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool.
Really
So-
awesome.
I swear half the anime I watch goes the other direction, where it starts out really cool,
And
and
then
then it goes
becomes
into
harem?
the... Yeah,
Sword
exactly.
Art Online.
Sword Art Online, yeah.
Stopped watching after the first season.
Which one, Fairy Dance or After Aincrad?
After Aincrad, I
Yeah.
said, fuck this.
It-
As soon as they got into the fairies, it took a lethal dosage of stupid
So-
for me.
It's the only worth one watching. First season.
Mother's Rosario, the final episode, that was fucking hard to
Yeah.
watch. Oh my god.
Because the problem is the fucking light novel
Tears
writer...
is bad.
Like, are we talking like really emotional? Or
Yes,
just a...
really
Oh,
emotional.
okay, I see what you're saying.
It was a
thought that you were-
super good episode.
I thought,
It made
you were,
me
I
fucking-
thought you were saying it was just like a really, really piece of shit episode. And
No.
it's like,
It
don't
made you
watch this.
cry.
shit.
No, I was
It was
bawling.
so shitty,
Yeah.
it made me cry.
It's kind of like, well, with Sword Art, the problem is the fairy dance art is so fucking horrible that it drags everything down and it makes it really hard to get back into.
It already
That
sounds
was
like
kind of my
shit.
favorite season. Though.
Fairy dance
Yeah.
art.
Yeah.
Sounds
Right.
Question.
great, okay.
On a
Sounds
scale of
gay.
Nichijou to Elfen Lied, how depressing was it?
Haven't seen either one, so no
What
idea.
the
Nichijou is jokes and spaghetti. Elfen Lied just takes your soul out, steps on it for about 5 hours, and then shoves it into a blender. And the manga is even more depressing.
Let's
That is
see.
true.
I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that.
Okay, so more like Azumanga Daioh or some other depressing animus.
The end of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But he goes
How
out with a
depressing.
bang.
No, it's still sad.
But it's still depressing as
Still
fuck.
sad.
Because, you know, like...
Oh, dude, spoilers. Okay.
Christ dies in the passion.
No.
I'd probably have to say Trigun. It's like around there.
What?
Okay.
Okay.
So,
It's been so
something
long
that's
since I've
like...
seen
yeah,
that.
That's
that
not
makes
depressing
sense.
at all.
It
But
is
the
kind
ending, though.
Okay.
Yeah, the ending is kind of a little sad.
Downer.
Yeah, so yeah, I can understand that. But I mean, but yeah, it's just like, I mean, like it does. Sword Art does pick back up with the proper season 2
Gun
with
Gale.
Gun Gale.
Yes. Gun
So,
Gale is good.
and
Gun
then
Gale is awesome.
from on there, like it gets good again. The problem is though is that you know you also have to deal with the fact that you know Kirito is a Gary Stu, and he has his harem.
Yep.
You know, and like a lot of folks just can't really do that at all whatsoever. It drives them crazy. So me, I like.
I really like stuff like Love Hina, so yeah, it's.
But
kinda-
Love Hina is, at its face value, here's a harem anime. Hell, Love Hina practically started the harem anime trend.
it you can give that a pass because that's what it's for.
It
Yeah,
wears it
that,
on its
like-
It does
sleeve.
not falsely advertise
Well,
itself.
that like Oh My Goddess and like even Tenchi Muyo,
God,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's
Girls-
really like you know what you're getting when you watch
Exactly.
those.
Girls Bravo is another one.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, with SAO, you know, you were expecting this, you know, badass fucking like MMO adventure.
started like
And
that.
it started like that, and then it like became.
when they all got out, and
that's
yeah,
when
that's
it
when it started getting.
changing up, and like a lot of it is because the light novel artist, the light novelist, hi Wolfie, the light novelist was using Kirito as a projection of himself because
my
the light novelist had never gotten the girls or won the games or been the hero, so he wrote Kirito as his projection of what he would be like if he was cool.
I think that would have been funnier if like they get out of the game and he's this fucking like sack of shit like loser. Like that would have been hilarious.
That would have been
400
actually good.
or sad, or you can make that depressing.
Or
You
he's
know,
like a 400-pound, like,
yeah, that would. I want to watch
40-year-old
that.
guy,
That's what I want to
bald,
watch.
and he's like trying to get with this little high school girl.
Yeah. Or just somebody
It's
that's
like the
depressing
video
sack
game
of
guy
shit
from
would
the
be
South
funny.
Park World of Warcraft
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
Actually,
I think
yeah, they
that-
didn't have any of the balding, like, middle-aged guys in that MMO.
They,
Yeah.
They were all high schoolers.
Well, if you remember, like the first episode where it's like the
they
bad
change
guy,
into
they
reality.
made them look like they do in reality,
Yes.
and like
Oh
some
my
of the
god.
female characters turned
male.
into like big fat
Yes.
bald guys.
Yeah, you're a girl.
Oh my god.
You're a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh SAO.
Yeah,
But,
like,
like
even that could like go like really depressing. You could make a good story with that though.
I think
With
Steins Gate did something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and Chaos Head, which was kind of a sequel, kind of, to
I never
Steins
saw
Gate.
that, but I watched Steins Gate.
Chaos Head started really good, ended complete shit.
Oh, okay. So it's not worth my time.
No.
No, Adan.
I think you should give it a try.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm one of those persons who will stick to a series, even though I know it's going downhill. I just
It's
need
shit,
to
but
finish
you're gonna
it.
Stick to it.
That's
God
right.
damn it.
Hey, so
Finish
did
it.
I regretted those last couple episodes. They had something that they were building, and it was awesome, and then they went in a completely bullshit direction.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, they went.
it's kind of like with me
Complain.
and watching Kamen Rider O's. Because it started off really interesting, then it got into that really horrible middle.
I can't remember if I finished that one or not.
You did, and we both came to the consensus of thank God that the movie came out and repaired all the damage the
Yeah.
end of the series
The
caused.
end was horrible.
Yeah.
What was the one with the train and stuff?
Kamen Rider Deno.
Deno, yeah. I liked that one.
Yeah.
So, quick aside to Flash Fiction Friday and shameless self-plug, but if I start pulling that shit, y'all guys will take me aside and tell me, hey, Flash Fiction Friday, you're fucking it up.
Yeah.
Loser.
Right the ship.
Yeah.
Yes,
That requires you to read it, so, yeah.
that's right.
Yep.
That'll never happen. Anyway.
Well, except for me, of course, but I'm the editor.
That,
so,
yeah.
except for the part where, like, because, like, unfortunately, like, our Hans over here had a mishap with technology, and therefore I am now the copywriter of all of his stuff, because, like, now he has to write it out by hand and then toss over to me and say, hey, Billy, type this.
You're the floating orb like on Ghostwriter.
Oh my god.
You have to like rewrite everything that he does, and yeah.
He doesn't do any rewrites. I do
No,
all
no,
my
I
own
mean, like,
edits.
you write it
Writing
out,
it
and
again.
then he types it.
You've never seen Ghostwriter with Nicolas Cage?
Not writer.
Oh.
Old PBS show.
Ghost.
Well,
right
it looks like
turn.
Ellie just got counterbreakered.
Oh, man, that is funny.
I know what the
'cause
fuck
I was
you were
thinking
talking
the
about.
same
I
thing.
was just like,
I was
whatever,
thinking
I'm
the
gonna
same
go
thing, like
for it.
Ghost
Funny.
Rider,
Ghostwriter? Nicolas Cage? What the fuck are you talking
Okay.
about?
It got a sequel.
Orbs.
So the first episode ever of Ghostwriter
I already like Ghostwriter better.
had Samuel L. Jackson as the father.
Okay.
Tired of these motherfucking Ghost Riders in my motherfucking TV show.
So yeah, the one of the main kids, his dad was Samuel L. Jackson, and they go down to the grandmother's basement and they find the
But a
little-
ghost.
yeah,
That
What?
right?
Really?
it's a ghost that goes
It's
around
not a
and like
fucking
pulls
ghost.
words out of books so he can communicate to the kids.
What the fuck? That's dumb. It's like
It's just
Ghost
a-
Dad
it's a
with
kid's
Mario
show.
Cosby.
It was a PBS show. It's a little floating orb
Oh my
thing that just goes around and like
Oh, that is too funny.
Oh
I've never
my
heard of
God.
it.
I've never
Never
heard
go
of
on
it.
YouTube
What
and
the
look
fuck
up
is
Ghostwriter.
that?
I am looking for that.
Oh, okay.
It was
I'll
a,
watch that.
it was a
That is
totally
hilarious.
90s show
Oh,
too.
that's so funny.
It is totally 90s.
Jeez, but that does get me thinking. What happened if they did like a Ghost Rider movie with Nick Cage with the spirit of vengeance and with an orb that like give him words?
They find
God, the adjectives, they're in my eyes!
Dude, they find
Not the letter B.
Ver.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's right. Not
They,
the bees.
They find Nicolas Cage in the basement.
Yeah.
That's a horror movie for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
hell yeah.
wait, just to keep it canon, they have to have Samuel L. Jackson come
Yeah.
downstairs.
It's a fucking, like, white family, and, like, Samuel Jackson is still their dad, and they don't acknowledge
right.
it whatsoever. They find fucking...
No, it's like the token
Nicolas
black
Cage.
kid and had Samuel L. Jackson as his dad.
Oh,
So.
Yeah, that's
God.
right. All right.
But we have to have Keenan play the black kid.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Well, book it, Hollywood. We gave you comedy gold right there. Just go ahead.
Yeah. Give us $1 million now.
Yes,
Yeah.
give us $1 million.
Would Will Smith's kid would be too old for that?
Too bad at acting.
Okay.
No, I love him. I think he's amazing.
Ellie doesn't remember After Earth.
No. I think you're
No,
only...
his kid's really kooky, but that's why I like him. I mean, he's just a fucking teenager that
He
thinks
just
he's,
says
like,
some
smart.
random ass shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's a
And
fucking
wears
teenager.
His
He's
white
exactly...
Batman costume all the fucking time.
He's
It was-
so
I don't
silly.
know. If I had a shit ton of money, I would wear a white
Right?
Batman costume to prom.
Yeah,
Fuck
of
that.
course.
I'm wearing Superman, man.
Yeah.
And his dad's like, I don't give a fuck, like, do whatever, like, you're growing, it's
So
fine.
I heard a funny story about that. Will Smith was telling a story to, I think it was not Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Those Jimmys, the funny Jimmys.
His son was turning 18. He's like, hey, it'd be really cool if we like went to London and have my birthday party there. And he's like, oh yeah, that's a great idea. We'll do that. And they get there and they like go to this pub. They're sitting there. And he's like, so Jaden orders a beer. He's like, what the hell are you doing? It's like, the drinking age is 18 here.
That's
Oh
right.
my god.
That was the whole reason he went to London. So
God.
Nice.
legally.
Oh, Jaden.
The thing is,
He's like,
played.
and Will Smith was like, man, that's my kid.
That's my boy.
he was Karate Kid though. Like I won't forgive that. You know.
Oh my God.
He was the Kung Fu kid.
Okay.
That so pissed me off.
I know.
Who cares?
I care.
It's a dumb
Karate was
movie.
not.
It was a
Karate is
dumb
Japanese.
Yes.
Kung Fu is Chinese.
Oh,
I
I thought
know.
you were talking about how you ruined the
Exactly.
movie or
No,
something. Okay, that's
the
fine.
name was horrible.
Oh,
It should have
okay,
been the
whatever.
Kung Fu kid, not
He
the
also
Karate
ruined
kid.
the movie.
Yeah, but the
Oh my
Karate
God,
Kid
shut
is
up.
going to be more
The
recognizable
Karate Kid is
than
just like,
the
that's a
Kung
dumb
Fu
movie.
Kid.
There
That's
was
fine.
no mention
It's
of
an
karate
80s
at all in the
cheesy
entire fucking movie.
It doesn't matter. It's just still,
Okay.
it's about trying to make something that sells. But man, like we have wandered like
Yes.
horrifically. Like normally we save the bullshitting talk for like the very
Later.
end.
But this had to happen. This had to
This
happen
happened.
now.
We're
had to jump on
we're
that train
switching
and
it
ride it
around.
on.
That's right.
Oh, Lord.
Hell yeah.
Train of consciousness.
Yeah, the train of consciousness. But yeah, like of course, like see, it's
Better
really
than Pain
rough
Train, so.
because I can't like sit there and like go into spoiler territory.
Yes,
but
no spoilers.
I will say this much, like, I mean, for both the new Attack on Titan, well, let me say this much. For those of you who are sub fans only, even though Funimation is going to advertise the shit out of, yeah, come watch our simul premiere, it is the dub version. If you want the sub version, go to Crunchyroll.
Okay. So they did put it on Crunchyroll. It wasn't on their calendar.
It wasn't on the calendar, but yeah, like, for example,
So
like,
it is up there then.
yeah, like for this morning, I went on Funimation because like it's like My Hero Academia on Funimation. So I was like, oh, right here, let me click on this, and I got the dub version with no option to go to Japanese. But so I was like, well, crap. So I went over and when I watched Attack on Titan, I found the sub version on Crunchyroll.
Cool.
So for all you guys, like, if you want your sub versions, just go to Crunchyroll. Like, pretty much like, you know, with the way the partnership is going to work, I think, for all major titles now, is that dubs are going to be out on Crunchyroll, dubs will be Funimation, subs will be Crunchyroll.
Gotcha.
Which actually, crazily enough, Attack on Titan Season 2 will be premiering for the dub version on Toonami April 29th.
Wow, that's really fast.
Well, part of it is I think they're working closely with Studio Wit, the production studio behind Attack on Titan. It also, unfortunately, doesn't help. Yeah, Attack on Titan Season 2 is only 12 episodes.
Oh, that's
Well, the first season was how many?
26.
Okay.
26.
No, 24.
24. Yeah, it's basically, I think, a combination of two things. I think, one, there's so much new anime that's having to get cranked out
Yeah,
that
because
they just don't have time to, like, do a full 24-episode season anymore. And it's not only that, but it's also finding the budget.
Well, they could probably do what they did with Gate and split it up between seasons.
Well, that, like, you know, of course, they can, like, since they have
I
another...
think they did, like, 12 in the winter season and then 12 in the spring season.
In the spring season. Well, I mean, they can milk it even further because they have Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress, which is their original series, which makes them more money. So it's like, do Attack on Titan for 2017, and then turn around and do Cabaneri for 2018, then the next Attack on Titan run, so on and so forth. It kind of sucks, but I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Luckily enough, though, My Hero Academia Season 2 will be 25 episodes.
Sweet.
So... And the nice thing about Funimation is that apparently, I think with both series, they've already got 6 episodes dubbed.
Sweet.
So they can actually, they're really running ahead this time of the dubbing stuff. Because normally, like when a new series comes out, you know, Funimation will put out the subs first, and it takes them about 2 to 3 weeks to actually even start putting out the first dubbed episodes.
Yeah.
So I know for you, Adan, that's actually going to be really nice when you can go check those out.
It is.
Speaking
I can
of,
take my time.
Speaking of new dubs coming out, does anybody know when the third part of JoJo's is gonna be dubbed?
You mean, I know they're still working on it, but I have not heard any specific details yet.
Okay.
Knowing them, if they do any major announcements, it will be at Anime Expo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, usually, like, look for Anime Expo, because that's when they, like, break out the big gun announcements.
Okay, cool.
So I imagine they should be almost done with it by now, considering that it got announced, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine they'll probably break out the release date around then.
And it's like they already announced Vinto Ario, so it's like, come on, break out the dub.
Yeah.
We'll go watch it.
Yeah, my question is, are they even going to try to fix the season 1 and 2 dubs? Or they're just going to leave them in with the fake accents?
Yeah.
Oh, do you not like
I
it?
love that fake
I
accent.
liked it. I like because I'm, you know.
The only one where it bothered me was with Jonathan, and that's because they got Johnny on Bosch in. And Johnny on Bosch, I love him as a voice actor, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Johnny on Bosch, trying to do an English accent, was not gelling with me with JoJo's.
I liked it because it was really silly.
And that's the point of the show.
Yeah, like, and the show is, like, already serious. So it's like, when you're doing a silly voice with, like, the seriousness of the show, that's fucking hilarious, and I love the shit out of it.
I will defeat you in the name of justice.
That's right.
You sound like
That's
fucking Bullwinkle.
Yeah, you do. But, speaking of dubs, I think we should talk about Parasyte, no?
Sure.
The Maxim.
Yeah.
Such enthusiasm coming out of Hans right there.
Yes.
Hans is never enthusiastic.
This is true.
So, what are your thoughts on Parasyte the Maxim?
I liked it a lot. I think that there are a couple of things that I found very clever in the show. So we should spoil the show because it's been out for 2 years now, 3 years,
It's been
2.5 years.
It's been a while.
So, spoilers. Towards the end of the first season, it looks like there's going to be a second season. Maybe.
Well, they always put that out there, so just in case they do get the funding or interest that they can pick it up, a lot of things will just kind of trail off, and
That's right.
hopefully
Yeah,
they'll get another season, which
I hope so.
I do want to mention Uminako Ninako Koroni. It's the spiritual successor made by the same people to Higurashi no Nakakoroni, but at the end of the first season of the anime, they basically have this teaser and begging for a second season, but they never got it, and they probably never will, which is unfortunate. But back to the topic at hand, Parasyte the Maxim.
Yes. So I'll talk about also teasers and things that never came to fruition. So in Parasyte the Maxim, when he goes into the forest and it's this epic moment where the hero goes with his weapon to slay the dragon, the Goro thing. If you notice, the sweatshirt says philosophy, philosophia, in Greek. Did you notice that?
No, I didn't.
It does.
I was actually taking notes, which I can't seem to find now. They had a bunch of discussion points, like Yuko Tamiya. Do you believe that she's a sympathetic character?
I don't think so. No.
Why not? She actually cares for the child she gives birth to. She doesn't experiment on it. She becomes more human than a lot of the people in there. She even sacrifices herself to save the child, which she originally just regarded as a curiosity.
Okay. Yes. So, in that sense, yes. So, I see where you're going and what you mean. So, that is very interesting, and I think that what they want to do with that character in particular with the show is to again show an evolution of this character, because in the beginning she seems to be the most rational among the aliens, because the aliens apparently are just focused on meat, whereas she's interested in research and getting to know what the human species is, and she's more intellectual. And I think that what they want to do with that character is to show this evolution where she becomes human, because love is what they want to show with this character, and the baby, like, she learns to love, and that's a human trait.
Also, by that metric, I'm playing devil's advocate to my own argument here, but she also could just be continually rational, and to survive and thrive as she wants to, she knows that she will need to have progeny. But that brings up the question of where the parasites came from. They're never given any actual introduction, so how are they made? How do they genesis? Because they can take over the human physiology and produce offspring that is still the original species. So in a way they could procreate, because they could still be raised by the parasites, so they would have their quote-unquote values.
Yeah.
But I kind of sidetracked my own point. So I'll go back to it. Reiko becoming human might have been just a survival mechanism. However, she ends up not surviving because of that same survival mechanism. So that's kind of, I don't know, it's neither here nor there, and kind of a fun discussion point.
Yes, and I think that the reason why she dies is because she sacrifices herself. And I think what the show wants to demonstrate is that she sacrifices in the name of love.
In the name of love.
Oh man, I had to say it.
I don't remember the rest of the song, but in that, it's in the name of love.
Because she says, take my baby, like, I'll die here, and just go on. And
she even says, in the end, I didn't experiment on it. Because, originally when she's still detached and insect-like, she says that the baby is just a curiosity to her.
Right.
She carries it like it's on fire or smells like shit. Which, shock and
Probably
amaze.
does.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
I think what's interesting, I don't know, like, now that I think of it, the scene where she's made that transition from being completely rational, focused on meat and experimentation, to knowing what love is and being human, is when she looks at herself in the mirror and she starts laughing, and she breaks the mirror and she runs out and she's just laughing, and like, even her face contorts, and she runs in front of other humans, but she's already like half human and half alien.
By that time, I'm pretty sure she's more far gone, since that was when she lays the trap. And I don't know if she's, so enamored of her own brilliance, or if she's actually undergoing that change, but I thought she had fucking lost it.
And I think that's what it shows, what it demonstrates, is because she's lost it, because now she knows what love is, or she knows what humans are like, and this feeling of empathy, or having feelings for another being, and I think that's why she loses it.
Because I want to know what love is.
That's right.
I want you to show me.
Back on topic. What do you make of Kana's ability to sense the parasites?
That's a good question, and I thought it was really lame what they did with that character, because she dies just suddenly out of nowhere just because.
Well, that's kind of the thing that they were trying to push, that this shit happens. I mean, but for a quirk of fate, Shinichi would be one of the zombies controlled by a parasite. I think they were trying to really push the fact that we're all indispensable. I mean, we're all dispensable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably why they did what they did to her.
Yeah, and now that you think of that, you mentioned that her last dream was
Prophetic?
It was pathetic. Like
Prophetic.
Prophetic.
As in, it prophesied what happened to her.
Kind of. So
We'll just call it pathetic. Anyway.
It was pathetic. It was pathetic because the main character is a knight that comes and saves her, and that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all.
That's how she saw it.
That's how she saw it.
But in reality, he was too late.
Yes.
He still showed up, and they had that moment. So it prophesied exactly what happened. But, again, back to the quirk of fate, bad shit happens.
And I think, to me, what I interpret with that dream is that it wants to communicate that she was being too romantic, and she wasn't aware of what really was going on. She wasn't.
Oh no, she was completely deluded. I'll give you that.
And she was deluded. That's why she died. I think that's why she died, because she was completely deluded, fixated on this romantic idea that cost her life.
Well, the thing is, if you notice, both Ryuko and Kana, they became romantic. Time to die.
Yeah.
So it seems to have that still hardcore survival edge, but it's talking about the difference between humanity and the parasites. But nobody really has the clear edge, because parasites are killed left and right. Humans are killed left and right.
What do you think of... Okay, I have two things. So first, the politician who stays a human, who never becomes a parasite.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that character?
He sold out to an invading horde, and he should be put on the chopping block.
Okay. I think he makes some interesting statements towards the end when he's about to die. If you look at the human race, we've done horrible things to the planet. So there is, when you see what humankind has done to the planet and what these parasites were doing to humankind, it's hard to distinguish.
Well, even then, there's a lot of kind of gray areas and complete contradictions. Like, Ryuko, later Reiko, reveals that they can subsist on human food. They don't need to eat and destroy humanity. Which, it also comes up with an invasion of the pod snatchers type scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, with the parasites, they could blend in perfectly. And if they do, and you don't know...
What's the difference?
It again brings up a very large gray area. Like, what's the point of anything?
So, I think, I'm not looking for an answer. It's just, exchange of ideas. Another thing...
The number 5.
Number 5. The other thing was...
No, that's my answer.
Okay. So, towards the end, when he says, okay, I took up... The alien, the parasite says, okay, I took up too much information. I'm going to sleep now. I'm leaving you behind. Like, I'm leaving you now. What do you think of that?
I actually haven't finished the series.
Shit. I am so sorry.
I don't care. I'm still going to watch it. Spoilers don't matter that much to me. But I do have one more question before we close this little part. Do you believe that a continuation of the series would be for the betterment or for the worse?
Betterment. Definitely. Betterment.
Okay.
Let's have that argument.
we can't have an argument since I haven't seen how it
when
ends.
when it comes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the betterment, the futterment, the detriment.
Get fine,
The
the
what, man?
betterment.
Careful on the
Yeah,
betterment.
what's someone got
Oh,
it? Shit.
Well,
Like, I've been doing more, like, epic 90s guy metal scening than I have actually been talking about shit tonight.
But it's okay in this crazy cool podcast because you got the notes, my man.
That's right.
I don't know about the notes, but I got the power.
By the way, that Wolfman Jack verse really hurts my throat.
Yeah, yeah,
FYI.
we know. You told us.
So I'm going to keep doing it till I have no more voice.
That's
You
right.
are welcome. It's all for the fans.
all three of them.
All-
Yay!
Way to sell us short.
Yeah. Hey, you have fans, man. You have fans.
And those fans are somebody in this group. No kidding.
But yeah, before
Everyone
we
is my fan.
wrap up for the night, we'll kind of properly talk about like miscellaneous shit that's going on, the empty, the nasty bits. Kind of open it up a little bit with me. Of course, like we're getting ready to start up a new addition to our little podcast deal. It's gonna be running once a month on random ass like Wednesday here and there. It's gonna be called Nevi Quest. It's basically going to feature like 4 of the players on that you're hearing tonight on the podcast as we slog through a Pathfinder adventure put on by the wonderful Meister Weiss. And should be good times with lots
You
of
mean
literal
Giant
explosions.
Chris.
Yeah,
He's like
Giant
what,
Chris.
6'4" or something like that.
Dude, he's
Yeah.
like 6'5". Like when that man stood up, we were like,
He
"What
is
the fuck?"
humongous.
Like we first met this guy, and he just stood up. We're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" We didn't know you were a giant.
Oh.
And then our friend Christian will be joining us as a talking like humanoid frog character
With a gun.
With a
With
gun.
a gun.
He's an investigator with a gun.
But can
And
also
a trench coat.
and a trench coat and also stuff to make explosions.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He's an alchemist.
That ribbit is hard boiled.
That's right.
But on that note, let's go around. What's interesting you right now, Rum?
Let's see. This week is I really need to go watch My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan, and then this coming up week we got the superhero shows and everything. I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. comes back this week.
That's the one, aren't they like doing this whole like alternate universe deal where they're all members of Hydra or some shit like that?
No. What it is, the life model decoys have taken over, and they put all the like a bunch of the members in these pods where they created an alternate universe for each of them, where, like you said, it's a Hydra world.
Yeesh. That show has like gotten like it's fun as hell, but man, they do go over the top sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially after like the awesomeness that was the Ghostwriter early part of the season.
That part was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Wasn't that more like Ghost Driver?
Yes.
But at the same token, though, I mean, like,
Well, he had a lowrider, so
yeah, the character was done really well.
yeah.
So yeah, we got to give it props. I mean, it was certainly better than Nick
Because
Cage.
all his friends are Ghost Riders.
Moving on.
Such good cheese. So Ellie, what's been something that you've been into lately?
Oh, I've mentioned it before, but not really in detail. They're about to end this current season. I think it's season 5 now of My 600-Pound Life. On TLC. Fucking, there's a part 1 of the Asante brothers.
Do they add another 100 pounds per season as they go?
Oh,
up
it's
to
actually
season
called
6
it's actually
now?
called 600-Pound Life Supersize because now it's 2 hours long.
Oh,
And they have more
man.
details on these people now. This is the craziest fucking episode I've ever seen. This guy is a fucking, he's an asshole. He's a total dick. And he's a pill popper. So he's like a drug addict and fat. And it makes for some pretty good entertainment. Give it a shot if you have cable.
Yeah.
You can watch these all on TLC Go. I mean, the ads are shit, and I hate it, but this episode's worth it, and I can't wait to see what happens next week because it is bananas.
BANANAS.
Yeah.
This shit's bananas.
Yeah, I've been like sick half this week, so this is the most interesting thing. It
That's
doesn't sound interesting to y'all, but
Nope.
oh boy, this one is it's a hoot.
It's a hoot.
It's
It's
a
a
humdinger.
Yeah, it's a humdinger.
No, it's a hoedown.
No.
What about a hootenanny?
That's
Slow
hoot.
down.
That's a hoot nanny.
All right, so delivery man, where do you stand?
Well, I think I got nothing really interesting.
My Hero Academia and Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. I'm waiting for those shows. And as has been mentioned before, I can only do dubs. So
They're out right now.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'll be looking for that, and
Looking for.
that's right.
Says the blind man.
Because I can't see the shows.
No, I can't see you. Pew, pew,
I
pew.
can't see dub. Sub. Other than that, there's a show that I'm just waiting for the season to be over. It's called Handshakers. It's an anime that's been coming up.
Is it like Trump sitting there like trying to shake people's hands
Yes,
for like 5 minutes?
something like that. Yeah, it's like I'll talk about it next time. But yeah, that's what I've been into.
All right, Alex, how about you? What are you up to?
I'm really just still playing Zelda. You know, I've beat Ganon and everything, but I keep coming back to it. I think.
Whoa, spoilers. He fights Ganon.
Whoa, yeah, I know, right?
I know, right? We are such dicks.
What the fuck?
I know.
Now-
I'm
now
sorry
you have
about
to-
that spoiler.
Now you have to play it from the very beginning
With no
with,
shirt.
with no
Blindfolded.
No,
Well, I
no.
don't have to equip the shirt.
With no Triforce. you just gotta start the game and then go straight to Ganon.
Got
Good
killers.
guys always
Challenge-
win!
Challenge
That's right.
mode.
No, but I think the thing is, like, I can just go in and like do stupid shit. Like today, I was going to
Shieldboard?
Like the what was it? The honest trailers for Breath of the Wild came out.
and it was like, no, it's pretty good, but we got to nitpick.
Yeah.
I don't even think they really did much of that. It was mainly just talking about
Yeah.
all the crazy shit you can do in the game.
Like
No, but like,
no, don't lie. You tried to cook a fairy.
yeah. I was doing on my new save. I was going to Rito Village, and I got sidetracked just chopping down trees, just because.
Wow.
It's like in Skyrim where you just, hey, ooh, there's a butterfly. I'm gonna grab
It's
it.
dumb, but I was like, I'm just gonna chop down these trees and push them off the cliff. Why not?
And this is your life, ending 1 minute at a time.
That's right. Exactly.
But I'm doing stupid stuff, and it's entertaining.
As long as it's entertaining, that's all that matters.
Alan's gonna be like on his deathbed and he's like, you know, I'm really glad I chopped down all those trees for 5 hours in Breath of the Wild. Yeah,
Look at all the
alright.
lumber I got.
Yeah.
I'm just
It
doing
really
this,
changed my life for the better.
Alright.
This entertainment stuff just to get rid of the thought of all the existential, life-threatening shit out
Yeah,
there.
Well, I mean, if they hurry up and like makes like cyborg bodies a thing, we won't have to worry about that.
Oh,
Okay,
hell yeah.
Kusanagi.
Well, let's say
Or,
Take-
hold on, wait. Major.
No,
Because they
sorry.
don't say her name.
or it's like, or no, they could just do like it and just take my body out and just put me into James Gandolfini. You know,
That's right.
No, be my luck. I get stuck into God, what's his name?
Joe Pesci.
No, it's
Ouch.
good one, but I was thinking more of what's the dude's name from he had the crazy eyes and Mr. Deeds.
Oh, Steve Buscemi?
Steve Buscemi. That'd be my luck. I get Steve Buscemi.
be like, yeah, all you need to do then is just like dress up in some like '90s clothes and get like a skateboard and come into high
What are
school.
you
like,
crazy kids
what
doing
are you
here?
crazy kids doing?
As the cops.
fellow children.
As the cops don't even have to be called, they are there.
Yeah.
They know. Precognition.
Okay.
A weirdie's coming
Minority
into school.
report. Yeah. They got a minority report for it.
Yeah, well, let's wrap up with you, Hans. What have you been into?
Well, this is going to be recorded on the first day of, but posted on the second day of the Camp National Novel Writing Month, which is actually twice during the year. The first time is in April, which I'm participating in. The general thrust of it is to write 50,000 words of a novel within a calendar month, which I'm doing this by hand which is really fucking dumb.
And then he's going to like scan it in and submit it that way. And
Shit,
No.
dude.
I will be typing it up and editing it before I even think about submitting it. The general thrust of this story is the main character dies. Spoilers. First page spoilers,
Shit, I
man.
don't even need to read it.
I know.
oh man,
And she sojourns through the lands of the dead, trying to make peace with those she left behind. It is a little Hallmarky for my tastes, but the idea came to me, and I do need to write a story where the ghosts actually interact with the living instead of just go fuck them like most of Bleach.
no, it's gonna be on Lifetime or the Oprah channel.
Have you seen the royalty checks from the Oprah channel? I will be crying all the way to the bank.
Like,
Wearing
that's
my
$200,000.
hat backwards.
That's
I'm emasculated, but I'm rich!
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So yeah, starting to do the National Novel Writing Month Challenge, as well as my weekly flash fiction, which goes up onto the Nevi Debla Group site every week. Please like and leave some comments on what you liked about it, what you thought needs work, what cup size you think Ray has, whatever.
That like kind of reminds me of like Eric's Gaming, like who's like a prominent Monster Hunter YouTuber, and he's all like almost every bit in his videos, he's like, so before I get talking about this, why don't you please give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think. And here we go to talk about Ghostwriter.
I only said that once, and I don't sound that affected. But, I could if you want to. I mean, really, I can do plenty of voices.
You sound more like Austin Powers.
Yeah, baby.
It's not mine, baby. I swear, it's not my bag. This kind of thing is my bag, baby. Written by Austin Powers.
That's right.
And on that note, I think we are going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank
That's
you
what she
guys.
said.
Well, I hope so. Have safe sex.
Don't be a fool. Always wrap your tool. A PSA from us here at the Nevi Debla Group.
G.I. Joe!
That's right.
Please stop the broadcast now. Go. We have done all the damage we
It's
can.
a dead cut.
Come on.
Just stop it.
Dead. Stop. Pull the broadcast.
Like you're losers. Oh.
And it's still
Ah,
going.
still going.